like David said, my name is Nathan Poppe. I am a, yes, enthusiasm, I love it. And I'm a videographer, and I am the only thing between you and lunch. So, let's get this moving. I'm not going to explain a whole bunch. Let's just get in the car. How does that sound? So I'm going to tell you about VDub sessions. VDub sessions is one of my favorite things in the world to do. What we do is we get in a green 1977 VW bus, and we invite musicians to play in said van as we drive throughout downtown Oklahoma City. And I'm going to show you the van. It's a pretty cool van. You're ready for this. It gets some pretty good mileage, but you have to, obviously join the dark side. So, no, I'm just kidding. That is not the van we use. This is the van we use. And before VDub sessions, this van was just sitting in front of somebody's house, just gathering dust. Nobody was using it until Jonathan Fowler and Ferris O'Brien decided we need to do something with this beautiful piece of machinery. And we've been doing VDub sessions for 3 years now, and we've done almost 100 episodes. And it is how I make a living, how I'm able to eat and live, and it's pretty fantastic. So I'm just going to talk a little more about the idea and just the power of this good idea and what it can accomplish and what good ideas in general can do. So buckle up, guys. It's time to get serious. All right, so when I was approached to do this show, I had been covering Norman Music Festival. I had been doing a music show with my friends in Stillwater while we were in school. Music was an obvious passion of mine. And when I connected with Ferris O'Brien and Jonathan Fowler, I had never met two people that were more interested in music. And so with our powers combined, we were able to make something that we really care about. This is a project that we believe in so much that I think it affects the quality of the show. Jonathan and Ferris wouldn't let anybody else shoot this show. I don't think anybody else would want to do this show unless we could do it together. So I think passion, it just plays so much into this idea, and it can play so much into making a good idea even better and making it something special. And they're my sponsors, and they're solid people, and I think that makes for a solid show and makes it an even more solid idea. And so, what is this actually doing for the sponsors, though? What is this doing? And I think about expectations. You kind of have to smash through expectations, because when was the last time a car dealership has seemed cool to you? Seriously, no. Seriously. It's not the most fun place on earth. I think the most fun car dealership would probably be this one. But what we did was we turned expectations on their head. We let a car dealership step into the community, invited the community to be part of a music project. When's the last time that you've ever really thought about music connecting with cars? And so it's been really fantastic for Fowler VW. And as far as the SPY, it moved them from the radio, online radio, to the web frontier. It pushed them even farther than they had been before. So it just shows you that a good idea can smash through some expectations. And being different makes a difference. This is the hand of Phil Danner. He's an artist here based in Oklahoma City. This guy sets himself on fire and paints. We didn't know if that would quite work in the van, but he used a lighter and he created some artwork for us as we were driving around the Plaza District. We also invite artists to create work while we're driving around. And when you create this environment in the van and invite people to be a part of it, you have no idea what can happen. Another example of that, this is P-Lander Z, a Japanese rock band. They won't tell you they're a rock band. They think they're space aliens. But we parked the VDub Sessions van at Norman Music Festival one year, and they were playing the main stage. And as they were walking to the main stage, the eye caught their van, and they wanted to go inside. And who am I to say no? And so we set up a camera, we did a little interview with them, and we had a fantastic time, and very memorable experience, to say the least. And I wouldn't be able to do this project if it wasn't for the fantastic talent that we have in Oklahoma. Like I said, we invite local musicians to be a part of this. And we did our research, and we learned that we have an abundance of musicians that are here all the time. They're playing venues, they're living their lives, they're already here. And all we did was invite them to come be a part of this project. And we started small. Our first episode, we invited a Stillwater band named Taddy Porter. We drove around Lake Hefner. We had a fantastic time. The next band demanded to be in the van for the next episode. They're doing the hard part for me, and that's because they want to be a part of this. And you don't need an army to make a project work on the internet or anywhere. This is, I do the shooting, I do the editing, and Ferris does the driving. You know, we don't need an entire production crew to make this happen. So again, just the power of when you think about a good idea, it doesn't need 1 million people to make it happen. And we've been able to invite people to be a part of this. Venue owners ask us to come to their venues and do these videos with their bands that are playing. We have met at record stores, guest room records, and we make that our headquarters so the artists go inside of the record store after they do their VDub sessions. It's just has a lot of potential when you have a good idea. But don't involve the entire community because traffic problems will ensue. So be careful. And I think one of the biggest things that we do is that we treat the people that get into the band and play their songs, we treat them like rock stars. We are grateful that they're a part of the experience, and that in turn makes them excited to want to be a part of the experiment. And all we're doing is we're playing to people's strengths. Bands already have these songs. They're working on new material, and we're just showing the world a different way to highlight what these really talented bands are already doing. And we love it. And as far as statistics, the show over the past 3 years, we've had 250,000 viewers, about 700 followers on YouTube, subscribers. Not quite as impressive as what Royce Young has done. It's pretty fantastic. But in our own right, for a show that we do based out of Oklahoma City, I'm really proud of that. Every month, eyes are watching 10,000, our videos are clicked on 10,000 times. And a lot of these are local people, so we're getting people's eyes on the music community here on this project. And so how do we get people to share their videos? How do we get people to, want to make this and push this and make this a viral thing? And it goes back to just treating people like rock stars. When people do this, they're excited to do it. They love to be a part of it. And so they're waiting for the video to get done. As soon as I send it to them, it gets shared right away. And once the band shares it, it's just a trickle-down effect. The fans want to share it as well, and it's been kind of unbelievable the amount of times I've seen people make GIFs out of our videos. That's pretty weird. But it's the bands and then the fans that push these, and they think it's a good idea too. And I think one of the greatest strengths of this, we have been doing it for 3 years. We have made it 100 episodes. I think it's consistency. I think the reason that we've been able to keep on doing this is that we have figured out what works, and we have figured out what we want to do, and we figured out how to make this fun. So we focus on the episodes themselves. We focus on these performances, and it's putting bands in a place where you wouldn't normally see them. And when you're driving on the road, people will honk at you. There's weird noises that the band makes. It's, more than 40 years old, so it's creaky. It breaks down sometimes in the middle of sessions, I'm not going to lie. But that makes it a part of the experience. It makes it a version of the song that you couldn't hear anywhere else. That's impossible or improbable. I'm sure you could invite a band to play in the back of a Grand Caravan or whatever. But we're making it unique. And as far as our take on social media, we kind of take it easy on it. The product is itself pretty strong, and I think the quality of these videos are solid. They sound good, look good, and sometimes they even smell good. And we'll allow the bands and the fans to push it more than we do. We'll make sure to let everybody know when there are going to be new episodes, when there's going to be new content, but it's really just letting the content speak for itself. And I think one of the most impressive things about the show is that people have started using these videos to curate their venues. People have used these videos to help choose bands that they could use for their events. And bands use this as a way to promote what they're doing if they have a new album. And it's almost creating like an archive, almost like a storybook of these bands' trajectory and their life and their career. And when people look back 10 years ago, they're not necessarily going to remember all the tweets or all the posts or all the shares. I think what they're going to remember is they had a really radical time inside of a van, and they had a really good time. And so pushing that, yes, it's an internet show, but make it more than just an internet show. It just doesn't have to live on the internet. And again, most importantly, have fun. This is Kyle Reed from a recent session. We had tried to fit an upright bass into the van, and it didn't fit because of the trombone and the trumpet up top, but we had a good time nonetheless. And as far as the future of VDub sessions, we want this to be a uniquely Oklahoman thing. We want this to be like a restaurant or a clothing store. People know that they can come through here and that they know that they can be a part of it. We have bands, national bands come through, like the Polyphonic Spree. They have 20 members in their band. They come through, they want to play a song inside of our van. We're not going to say no to that. So we want to be here, be consistent, and, share our idea with people more than anything. And 2 weeks from now, right across the street at Empire Slice House, they have some tasty pizza. We're going to have a VDub Sessions party, so y'all should come to that. Shameless plug. I know, I'm sorry. And we're going to share a little bit of VDub Sessions fun with you. This is one of the members of Dr. Pants, so, let's make him feel a little welcome here. Awesome. David is going to perform a song for everybody. He has done a VDub session with the full band. He played a song called Hipster Kids, Sexy Beards, I believe, but he's going to play something just as special for you today. And so this is just a testament to the amount of good music and ingenuity and community that I think this show has fostered. And so, without any further ado, David, would you do your thing?
Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Is the guitar on? There we go. So it would take additional members of the band to do the song we did in VDub sessions for you, and unfortunately none of them could be here today. So, but this is a song called Robot Spiders. Tattoo Ted left his house on the beach to meet the girl from the dating site. After he parked the car, he walked in, hit the bar, and ordered 2 glasses of white. She walked in and he waved with a grin. She said hi and stuck out her hand. She said, "You must be Ted." He shook her hand and said, "That would make you Leanne." Leanne was so beautiful, Ted thought he might go berserk. And Ted became visibly excited when she asked him what he did for work. "I build robot spiders, engineered to kill and replace the people you and I call the human race. And all I want is a loving friend to sit in my beach house with me and watch the world end." Leanne ran screaming from the restaurant, but Ted figured he'd try again. He set a rendezvous with Betty Sue at a coffee shop around the bend. Leanne had been cute and clever to boot, but Betty Sue put her right to shame. They talked for a spell, things were starting to gel, so they went to go bowl a few frames. Ted was avoiding the line of discussion that ruined his last date. Then Betty said, "Hey, what's your job?" "I don't think I ever got that straight." "I build robot spiders, engineered to kill and replace the people you and I call the human race. And all I want is a loving friend to sit in my beach house with me and watch the world end." If at first you don't succeed, Ted thought as he drove to meet Joy. He tried a different approach and asked first how she was employed. And Joy said to Ted, "I build robot scorpions, engineered to kill and replace the people you and I call the human race. And all I want is a loving friend to sit in my beach house with me and watch the world end." Thank you, Nathan, for having me.
I told you there was cool musicians here. I told you. And I think this idea has been simple, fun, and I'm glad that people have been a part of it, and they say yes to doing stuff like this, and they say yes to VDub sessions, and they say yes to wonderful things happening in Oklahoma, and let's hope that spreads. So.